Well, no one knew I was bleeding until I wore this t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. It's one of the new ones that are out in the shop, the Girl Meets Body shop. Links down below. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the fourth or the first, depending on how you look at it, phase of the menstrual cycle, the menstruation part of it. So it was only appropriate that I'd wear this t-shirt today. So this is part of the series going through the menstrual cycle, going through the 4 phases. If you haven't already watched the first video that shows you what the 4 phases are, then you can actually watch that. I'll have it in the cards up here, and you can watch that as soon as you can go there first if you want, and then come back here, or you can watch this one and then go over there. I don't know, however you want to do it is actually fine with me. But in today's video, I'm just going to be walking you through the menstrual phase of the cycle, what it is, what are some strengths and weaknesses potentially. So we're talking from a physical standpoint and also an energetic standpoint here. And what are a few things that you can do to help make this part of the cycle more bearable and more powerful and empowered. I'm Nicole Harlow, and this is Girl Meets Body. If you haven't already subscribed, then do that. Click that button so you can get videos like this in your inbox as soon as they arrive. All things sex and period, and Girl Meets Body is introducing you to your body one video at a time, so you don't want to miss anything or you'll miss out a cool introduction to your body. Anyway, today we're talking about menstrual cycle. This is the first or the last phase of the cycle, depending on how you look at it. I like to think about it as being the first phase of the cycle because day 1 is the first day that you start bleeding. So in the run-up to your menstrual cycle, you probably have experienced a bit of PMS. Maybe you're feeling a little bit cranky or weepy or tired in the day or two before you get your period. And then you start to bleed. And for a lot of us, it kind of feels like your temperature was rising really, really, really high, and then it goes like, whew, right down. And the energy kind of goes down from being hot and really kind of fast moving to something that's a lot slower, a lot more yin, and a lot more grounded. The menstrual phase is energetically a time to check in with your body, a time to be quiet, a time to reset. It's really like pressing that big reset button because bleeding is a really energy intensive process. And this is not the time to be running a marathon, to be exercising like crazy. This is actually the time to cancel as many of the plans as you made that week as possible and really checking in with yourself, doing self-care rituals that feel good and that nurture your body. So each of the phases of the menstrual cycle not only has an energetic signature, but it has a bunch of strengths and kind of weaknesses or little sticky points that goes along with it. And for the menstrual cycle, some of the strengths of the cycle are that your intuitive ability is heightened this week. So you have an opportunity to tap deeply more into your body, more into your intuition, to get almost these cosmic downloads coming through your body. You're more sensitive, your dreams are perhaps deeper, and I think that one of the strengths really is because you're so tired, it gives your body a great opportunity to rest every single month. I also think that during the menstrual cycle, you're more able to integrate the lessons of the month, integrating them at a deep body level and also at a soul level and on a practical level as well. My menstrual cycle is kind of where I take everything that happened in the month and I bleed on it. And I mean that kind of physically and also emotionally and spiritually. When I say that I physically bleed on it, I don't mean I actually am bleeding on furniture around my house, although sometimes that does happen. But even little things like I use reusable pads, and after my first day or two when it's pretty heavy and I have the reusable pad, I like to soak it in a pan of water and I squeeze out some of the blood and I use that water to go around the house and water all the plants. So it kind of taps me into a monthly ritual of feeding and nourishing and giving back the blood that's been produced from my body and giving it to the plants and the nature that's around me. So what are some of the things that you can do to support your body during the menstrual phase of the cycle? Number one, and for me most importantly, is to create a sanctuary space for yourself while you're bleeding. Now, depending on how busy your life is or how chaotic your home is, this is going to look differently for some people. For me, this means that because I track my cycle, because I know where I'm going to be and I know when I'm going to start bleeding, I try to clear my schedule of as many things as possible so that I protect my space, especially during the first 1 to 3 days of bleeding. Those are going to be the heaviest and the most intense for me, and I want to make sure that my body can fully rest, integrate the lessons of the month, and feel totally protected, safe, and nurtured. I actually try not to even leave the house on day one unless I have to. So that means being prepared maybe a few days before you know you're going to start to bleed. Having the things on hand that you know that you'll crave, so whether that's raw cacao or a nice avocado smashed on gluten-free toast with a poached egg on the top, something really nice that's going to support your body and be healthy rather than reaching out for the first kind of junk food that you see. The next thing is making sure that you have your female-friendly menstrual products on hand. So that means either organic pads or tampons, reusable pads, or something like a moon cup, or even think underpants. You want to make sure that you have these ready in advance so you don't have to run to the store quickly and grab some conventional tampons that are sprayed with pesticides and bleached a bright white. The next thing that I recommend during this phase of the cycle is adding in some foods that help to restore the mineral balance of the body. So, like I said, bleeding is a resource-intensive process. And so during this phase of the cycle, I like to add seaweed to my soup. I like to drink lots of bone broth and sip on sea salt and water in the morning. This is also the time of the month where I tend to eat a bit more lamb, grass-fed of course, grass-fed beef, so I'm making things like beef stews or rump roast. This is also a time that I tend to eat a lot of shellfish, like crab, clam, and some oysters. If you have period cramps, I still recommend taking magnesium. I let you know during the luteal phase if you're having some PMS symptoms that it was good from ovulation to start taking some magnesium. I think magnesium is great all throughout the month and it can really help you when you're on your period as well. And the bonus is you'll get some of that magnesium from really good dark chocolate. Make sure that you're picking dark chocolate that's at least 75% cocoa. I even prefer 85% to 90%. But most importantly, and kind of putting it all together, is making sure that you are creating an intentional space for yourself to bleed, to feel, to dream, and to connect deeply with your body's rhythms. If you want some more information about how you can put this all together, how you can support yourself with nutrition and really good practices during the menstrual phase of your cycle, check out my Unlock Your Cycle program. The links will be down below. If you haven't already watched my video where I go through all the 4 phases of the menstrual cycle, you can actually find it right here in the card. You can go over and watch that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to make sure that you're getting all of the videos because Girl Meets Body is introducing you to your body 1 episode at a time, and I don't want you to miss anything. Last up, if you like this No One Knows I'm Bleeding t-shirt and want to get it for yourself in a lot of different colors, I picked red because, come on, I'm bleeding. But there's all different colors. You can actually find this in our Girl Meets Body shop, and again, the links are down below. Our whole YouTube channel is shoppable. Any t-shirt that you see on this channel you can buy. Just always look for the links. It will take you right to the shop. Once again, I'm Nicole Harlow. That's it from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!